Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is MT Buckets. Glad to have you here. If you haven't been here before or you have and you haven't yet, please hit that like and subscribe button, support the channel, get this little guy up and going. We're doing our best and we're having a lot of fun doing it, so we'd appreciate your support. Now we'll dive into what's going on in DC Worlds Collide today. Well, the big one is that Netflix bought WB. No idea what that means for this game. No idea if it's even going to go through. They're saying earliest it could go through is third quarter next year. So, who knows what's going to happen. We could just be treading water for the next year in this game with not much going on. I don't know how much investment they're going to put into a game when they have a buyer lined up ready to buy them. I don't know this stuff. I don't know anything about that stuff, but just thought it was interesting that Netflix, as of right now, is the buyer of WB, and we'll see where that goes. I know Netflix has their own source of games that they do on their app, and would they incorporate something like that onto that app? Would they just leave that as is and dive into this side of it, or who knows what's going to happen? But we're going to find out. And either way, I'm here till it does, and we'll see what happens when it happens. But as of right now, Netflix is going to be owning the DC, so we'll see where that goes. The other thing I wanted to talk about today, and it's just my own personal opinion, we'll go on this, is PvP. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of it at all. Arena is just, you go in, here, there you go, arena shop. So you want this currency, right? So you're not going to waste your battles. At least I wouldn't waste my battles on ones I would lose with no chance of getting that currency, right? So you come in here and you just challenge, whoever you can to, you only have so many attempts and so many keys. You don't want to waste those keys and not get the currency you need to buy things in the shop. I wouldn't do that anyway. I mean, so, and there's some good things in here. He's in here. That's a good pick. You got 8th metal. That's like god tier stuff up there with super encrypted tokens. This is important stuff in here. You need this currency. You can't be messing around with that in arena, looking for a fight just because, you got to make sure you're getting this currency, which means you got to make sure you're picking fights you can win. So that kind of takes away from that a little bit. There's not much to it. You're just looking for easy prey so you can make sure you're getting that currency so you can make sure you can spend it in the shop. At least that's what I do. I mean, maybe I'm doing it the wrong way, but that's what I do. And that's the way I would think you'd want to do it. You want to ensure your currency. So, and not a big fan. And not a big fan of Elite Arena either, and I'll show you why. I mean, it's cool that we can go in here, and then once you get to Platinum, you can change what order, you're fighting. This guy's 2 million more than me. He's probably going to win. I can't mess with that poison team, so I'll leave it as is. But then we get in here, and I can't do anything. The computer does it all for me, and that, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you set your ultimate order, but this is boring. I don't want to watch the game be played. I want to play the game, right? I mean, if you want to auto it, that option should be there for you. Absolutely. Some days you just don't have time. I get it, But man, I mean, sitting here watching a game as opposed to playing a game, I'm sorry, this sucks. I don't get this. I don't get how this is fun or how everyone wants to do this. I don't want to watch a game being played. I want to play the game. And right now, all I'm doing is watching. I'm a cheerleader, basically. Yay. What happens if someone's ultimate comes up, but I want to skip that because I want to get to her ultimate next, because we can maybe get out Mr. T and maybe get her out, But if her ultimate is one turn off and Green Arrow goes first, I don't have the energy for hers, and I gotta wait more turns. I don't know. Luckily, she's going off next. So she did a lot of damage there. Now we just gotta get rid of Soups. But if that would have been one turn later and Arrow went first, I might not have the juice to do that, So I don't know. I don't get this. I'm not a big fan of this. So we'll just skip that. I think we've watched enough of that. Again, I want to play the game. I don't want to watch the game. It looks like I'm going to win this one 2 or 3. So not a big fan. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. And then even Victor's Arena, at least the times I've been in Victor's Arena, I don't even get to play the game. They just tell me whether I win or lose. I mean, again, what's that? I don't even get to play? You're just going to tell me? You're going to say, all right, you're against this guy. Wait 24 hours. Ah, you won, you lost. Move on. I mean, unless I'm missing something, I haven't got to play it yet. I've been in the, you know, where was I at? I was in here somewhere. I thought I was in here somewhere. Ah, there I was. Yeah, see, there I am. I didn't get to play this. I can watch it, I guess. But again, I can't even do that. There we go, finally. I mean, I can watch it, but I don't want to watch the game. I want to play the game. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't get this. And then the game's glitching out on me, or my box windows are way off. But anyway, get off my screen. There, finally. Gosh. But just not fun, not engaging, nothing to it. So, but I'm going to take you to a game, and I'm not going to say this is perfect, and I'm outright stealing from this game. You know, this isn't anything new. I'm not coming up with anything new, but I'm going to take you to a PvP mode that works, I think. Not perfect, but works, and is one of the main reasons why this game is 10 years old and people still play it despite how much they hate the devs there too. So give me a second and we'll be right there. All right, everybody, welcome back and welcome to my Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes account. This is Grand Arena. This is one of their PvP modes. Like I said, the reason why that game's been around for 10 years, two reasons. One, it's Star Wars. The second is this right here, Grand Arena. As much as some people hate Capital Games and hate what they've done to this game, they love Grand Arena. And I'm going to show you how this works because I would love to see this in DC Worlds Collide. And it's pretty simple. I have my zone here, you'd have your zone here. I set up my defense, and of course, with DC it's going to be smaller because it's a newer game. We don't have as many characters. I know, as crazy as that sounds, as much as they dump characters on us, you know, we don't have teams or comps yet. And then you go in and you set defense. So I would go in, and this is my defense. I have a Bounty Hunters, a General Grievous, Commander Kylo Ren. And so what happens is I set my defense in these zones. And then the other player does the same thing, setting their defense in this zone. And if you played Star Wars Galaxy Hero, I think Marvel Strike Force does the same thing. And then you attack each other. You have 24 hours to attack each other. You know, you get points based on how many of your characters survive when you attack someone, whether or not you kill that other team in 1 or 2 turns. And then you get a point system based on all that. And whoever has the most points at the end of the day won that battle. Now, they don't have currently not in one right now, but you would have like 8 teams and it would last like the whole week. And then at the end of the week, you would get rewards divvied up. And if you look at these rewards, these are pretty good. Like I would be, so all players in the division get this every day. This is their currency. They're getting their currency every single day. This is like getting 100 diamonds every single day just for being in it. If you win your round, you get diamonds and you get currency. And then even if you lose, you get a reduced amount. And then based on how you win weekly, you get these. Now, these are like super encrypted tokens. So you see you would get dime and super encrypted tokens, more currency. They're giving away gear and stuff like that. Because the other thing that has to happen in a PvP is the rewards have to matter. They have to be something people are willing to spend their money for, you know. And they do it right here. And this is Coronium 4. This is the 3rd level. This isn't even the top dog Kyber level, where as you see the rewards scale even higher once you get to that top level. So guess what? You want to spend your money. You want that top level, you know, not just the bragging rights, but you want the top level rewards that go with it. So I think they do it right. I would love to see this in Galaxy of Heroes, or I mean, it is in Galaxy of Heroes. I'd love to see it in DC Worlds Collide. I just think it's a great mode. It's why this game is still here 10 years later. And I hope we get something like that. And you actually get to play the battles. You get to pick them. You don't just get to watch them, which I think is an important thing too. But just wanted to bring you over. I know that a lot of guys probably have played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, or like I said, Marvel Strike Force. And I'm sure there are other games that do something similar to this. Like I said, we're not reinventing the wheel here or anything. But something like this would just be super cool, I think, in DC Worlds Collide, and would give the PvP purpose. It would give it incentive, one, to be able to play it, but two, to make the rewards worth investing in your characters. And who knows what their plans are. Maybe they'd have planned something like this, but we're just not there yet. But this is where I'd like to see PvP go. I'd love to see it go in this direction. All right, guys, and just like that, we're back in DC Worlds Collide, and that's just my take. Let me know what you think. Are you happy? Maybe you like this. I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd one out who doesn't find this all that appealing. But watching battles just don't do much for me. It just doesn't do much for me. But you let me know what you think, or maybe you've got a better idea of how we could improve PvP. But I think the big thing for me, the two things I think need to happen. One is we need to have some participation in the battle. There's other things that we should be able to sim, like, and I seen Superhero Gamer say this in his stream one night, and he is absolutely right, but there is no reason Elseworld can't be streamable. Even if they want to gate it behind once you get 5 million power or whatever they want to do, but at some point that needs to be simmable. And there's no reason to sit through that. I mean, it just isn't. There's no reason to. Let us hit the sim button, give us our rewards, let us be on. People would rather spend their time in a PvP mode, I think, than playing, than going through Elseworld. So, just my opinion. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And best of luck on your Mother Box pulls. I hope you get multiple copies of whoever you're going for. Alrighty, guys, have a good one.